Last time on Pantheon City.
Plus 4 is 23 points of damage.
How would you like to do this?
So Aaron doesn't know what a champion is.
Champions are people born to or chosen by the gods. And the tattoo you find underneath it is 9 red rings. And immediately this... What did he do this time, kid?
Did you Dad? Oh my god!
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Pantheon City. I'm Joan Klock, your hostess and dungeon master for this evening. As usual, I am joined here by our insightful investigators. Say hello, insightful investigators.
Hi,
Hello.
insightful investigators.
Never gets old. Joining us today, as usual, playing Tristan Emrys, Trevor Terry, playing Erwin Truemask, Chris White, playing Lucian Vandyke, Joey Rowell-Sanchez. I'll get it right one of these days. Playing Andromeda, Clayton McNinch. Playing Dr. Juniper Levine, Grace Kohler. And playing Larbb, Jarid Castiglione. When we last left our heroes, they had been confronted by the police here in the central plaza of Pantheon City at the political rally for Rex Orium. They were thankfully cleared very quickly. But Bruce Vandyke has pushed his way through the cops to see his son, who had just endangered his life fighting a whole bunch of monsters. Lucian, what are you doing here?
I just went to investigate the rally, and
You went to investigate a rally and got caught up in a war zone?
I didn't make the war zone. Why are you mad at me?
Why? Why are you still here? Why didn't you run? An entire crowd went that way.
Yeah, I told them to go that way so that we could stop them from... Well, I wanted to look at the...
How did you take control of a crowd?
It's easy. You walk up to the podium and you talk into the mic. People listen if you speak to them.
The podium.
Yes,
where all those piles
I gestured towards the podium.
Where all those piles of bones are up there. That podium.
Yes. What is so confusing about this, Dad?
He looks around at all the other folks here, and recognizes Dr. Levine. Was he in any danger at any point during this whole thing?
I look at Levine. I look at Juniper.
So, should we not mention the big axe attack that he took?
Crit?
The what?
Erwin?
Sorry, was I not supposed to say that?
Than, the average day-to-day experience. Average children get into danger all the time. I would say it's pretty average danger.
Okay, average children do not end up on battlefields with the living dead.
Sure they do.
Was that a thing you did in your childhood, Dr. Levine?
Yeah, I mean, it was
There's
part of my
many things
childhood.
you don't know about me. Anyways, continue.
It happened to me too. I mean, it's just normal, I guess.
Listen, Dad, I appreciate that you're concerned. I really do, but I think there are more important things that we should get to.
Yes, like getting you somewhere safe, getting you home, or with someone responsible.
That's a funny statement. Anyway, I need to go check out some stuff over there. I think we may have missed some clues or something like that.
This is a crime scene. You are not a detective.
I am a detective, in fact.
You do not have a badge. You do not have coverage from the police. I have not given you coverage. Have these officers given you coverage? Because if so, I'm going to revoke it.
I mean, I think Athena gave me some coverage. Making me a champion and all.
I don't just because some godlike woman decided that you were more clever than the rest of the people around you does not give you the right to go off and get involved in police investigations just because you think you're smarter than they are. And behind your dad, you see what looks to be like a woman in a gray suit, like a very sharp gray suit, very professional looking. Her hair is like tied up in a bun on the back of her head. She sort of gives you a curt nod, and you blink and she vanishes. And you get the feeling that you are a little more approved of. Your piety level increases by 1.
Awesome. Dad, I don't think I'm smarter than other people. I know I'm smarter than other people, and I don't need your validation to like maintain that fact to myself. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean that other people don't.
But apparently you do need my authority to keep you safe. Because
no,
apparently
because
you're
you
just
weren't
going
here,
to wander
and guess
off.
what? I am safe. Like, again, I really appreciate that you're trying to be here now, but you haven't been there for me in the past, and it didn't make a difference. So what would making you be here for me now change?
I can't lose another person. I can't lose
and
you
guess
too.
what? I'm actually going to bring her back, unlike what you and the rest of the police force have, okay? If you want to keep me safe, get me a shield. Protect me that way. Because guess what? I'm going to get into more danger. It's going to happen. And the best thing that you can do is help prevent the danger that will come to me by actually helping me and not trying to protect me in whatever way that you think is fit, which obviously isn't. Because guess what? I'm the champion here. You're not.
He turns to Dr. Levine, again, ignoring Lucian. I want you to watch over him for today because I'm going to be caught up in all of this and I'm not going to have time to take care of my son.
Yes.
I need you to keep him safe and I need you to keep him away from the crime scene. Thank you.
Fair enough. I will, trust me, I'm sure we will have a fantastic day full of lunch and not committing crimes.
Oddly specific. Lucian, you will stay with Dr. Levine. I'm not going to argue on this.
No, why would I disagree? I don't have to listen to you begin with.
He turns to the other police officers on the scene. Keep him out of the crime scene. And walks off to investigate.
Is Larbb within earshot of this?
Yes, Larbb is. You're all within earshot of this. You all heard this sort of exchange that went down between the Vandykes.
Just eating popcorn.
Larbb is gonna fake a sneeze and try to druid craft a vine out of the ground to trip up this man that yelled at a child in front of everybody.
This is an unusual form of your magic, so I'm gonna count this as an Arcana check to basically like craft a spell on the fly here, because that is not a function of druidcraft.
Aaron is like, just see this happening. He's like this the entire time. He's like, oh. Like he's just awe of how Lucian deals with his dad. He's like, what is happening?
It's a natural 14.
14.
Mm-hmm.
Officer Vandyke is walking along. You kind of like channel some of your druidic power through the ground. This like vine, this like tangleweed, slips out of the cracks in the sidewalk, and underneath his feet, you see his foot like trip over, and he kind of stumbles a bit and falls forward, picks himself up, and dusts himself off, trying to keep what dignity he has left as he walks away.
You can't even walk straight. How can you keep me safe?
I'm not listening!
No, you never do!
Hey Lucian, did something happen between you and your dad?
No, nothing happened. That's the point.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Lucian. Seems about on par for fathers in this world.
Well, I don't know
Ouch.
my dad. I only have my adopted dad. So I don't know how that feels.
Well, that was entertaining. But what is our next steps?
I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't want to stick around to talk about my dad with you while I have something to get to. I have work to do. So if you guys are done here, I'll be heading to the mortuary. If you need anything, you know where to find me. And I'll like kind of go to you again.
I write like my what's it called, the phone. I can't remember what it's called right now.
Hearth phone.
The hearth phone. I'm gonna
Yes.
put my hearth phone number and give it to everyone. And Erwin is going to also say, "Hey guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna go see if my tournament's even still gone." And he's gonna walk towards the arena.
All right. How about everybody else?
Juniper is going to check her sort of watch and say, "Oh, I think I must be going now. I have some stuff to take care of. Lucian, if you would like to join me, you can do whatever once you get out of the vicinity of your father."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I'll catch up with you in a second. There's just one thing I want to do before I catch up.
Sounds good. Fair enough. I'm not responsible for your actions.
Yep.
That leaves Andy and Larbb.
Larbb?
Sorry, just kind of out of sorts a little bit. I think I'm gonna find myself going back to home. It's been a lot of people that I've been around, more than normal, so I'm gonna go check in real quick with one thing. And then I think I gotta track down a job or something. Did you do kind of odd jobs? Do you have any recommendations?
Well, I think our employment under Saren is probably going to be pretty profitable. 1.25 times the regular rate is not too shabby. So, I mean, we're going to be making good money. So, I don't think that you really have to worry about that. How much do you have to make?
Knowing Mr. Biz, the 10,000 initial bidding start isn't going to last very long. So, as much as I can get, really.
10,000 gold.
Yeah, it's a steep price, but I have to save the park. There's so much wildlife that people just don't appreciate there, and I'm the only one there to protect it.
Did someone say you need money? And Rex Orium, as if called to the siren call of golden coins, walks over. Saren still like trailing behind him, muttering something about timetables, checking his pocket watch, clearly like distressed by all of this. When he walks up, "So you're telling me you need a large amount of money, huh? I happen to be in possession of such a splendiferous amount. Perhaps there is something you could do for me and I could do for you about this park."
Possibly. I mean, to be honest, Mr. Orium, you said?
Yes! Rex Orium, future president of the gods.
I don't know how good your short-term memory is, but do you remember when you were saved by a dog and that weird cloud and all the skeletons?
Oh yeah, that whole thing was very strange.
10
Dogs and
ago.
clouds and children getting attacked by minotaurs. Off in the distance you hear, "He what?"
Oh God.
Well, if it humbly saying so, I think without me and these very interesting individuals being here, you wouldn't be able to utilize that money. I think you would have died.
Almost certainly,
Right.
yes. That's why I'm quite thankful to have you all here.
Rex, I
I'm
really
willing.
appreciate us. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Larbb.
No. You're better with the words than I am.
Rex, I really appreciate you giving us these contracts. I mean, they're going to be great. But we did find out that there is actually an organization that might be after you. And we're just contracted to sort of protect you and not go after the organization itself. If you were to put like a bounty of, say, 15,000 gold pieces on getting that organization down, maybe we could make that happen for you.
Make a persuasion check.
I will kind of like twiddle my fingers and cast guidance on Andy as well as he's kind of trying to swooze
Yeah,
it
add
a
a
little
d4
bit.
then. That is 17.
That's a 17.
Let's go.
It's like 15,000. Saren, can we do 15,000? Well, I mean, I suppose if we calculate for the expenses of the entire campaign and make adjustments for the spending we're going to have to do handling the funerals of those bodyguards according to their contract. Oh, don't worry. I'm sure we'll be fine. 15,000 sounds grand. 15 grand to be sure. Ha 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 ha.
It's a deal. And I shake on it.
Yeah, you shake on it. He has an awfully sturdy grip for like a normal dude. He's not like a champion, obviously. He's just a normal dude, but like that's a strong grip on that guy. You could swear, if he had a mark, you could swear he had like some kind of mark on him somewhere.
Oh, nice. I just sort of smile. I'm going to pull out my Hearth phone and start a group chat with all of everybody's numbers in it and text new objective, take down the what is it, the Circle of Nine?
The Circle of Dante.
The Circle of Dante. The 9
Yes.
rings.
Yes, that is their symbol. 9 red rings.
Yep. And then I send that text to everybody, and then yeah.
I would
Larbb
immediately
afford
text.
a Hearth phone.
That's true. Larbb, I don't think you do have a Hearth phone, do you?
I don't.
You don't.
All I have
But
is on my
Saren-
person.
Would Saren give him one as like a contract, like a signing bonus?
Oh, I have a burner. Like I have this. This is. I mean, it's kind of a piece of crap, but you can have it if you want.
What? What is
Yeah,
this?
it just makes calls. It doesn't and receives text, but you have to press like the 3 button 4 times to get the letter key. You know,
the buttons are so
that
big.
sort of- yeah.
I recognize that. That's a bit of an older model, isn't it?
Yeah. Why does it say Juniper bug on it?
The Nikos model or something like that, I believe. We made those things awfully sturdy, didn't we, Saren? Yes, sir,
Yeah.
we did, although they had a tendency
great.
to explode.
Just
Thanks.
be
I'll
careful with your throat.
figure out how to use this.
Just don't let it get near any open sources of fire for extended periods of time.
Ooh.
We are not liable for outdated phones.
Lucian takes a note that phone may explode for later use. I'm writing it down now.
Adding 1 explosive to Larbb's inventory.
Larbb, give me your phone.
Larbb, give me the phone. I gotta take out the dragon. Put it on the crossbow.
Seeing the text Juniper would just send back. Finally, it took you guys this long.
Tristan would be walking away at this point. He'd look down and look at his phone and see the text message and kind of shake his head and put his phone back in his pocket and keep walking to work.
Erwin looks at his phone and is like, "Huh, someone texted me with my 9,000 other texts. I'll answer later."
Yeah, I'm sure it's nothing important.
Yeah, you're probably right, Kazu.
Anyway, so at this point, folks are kind of like splitting up, going their separate ways, I believe. So I'm just gonna go around our table here and figure out what folks are doing right now. We're gonna start with Larbb. You have just been promised a contract for potentially, 15,000. That's a lot of money. That could potentially be enough to save the park.
Gosh, I hope so. And Larbb is just kind of doing some math in his head, and normally at this point, trying to figure out some sort of half-brained scheme to try and make a quick buck, but it hasn't really worked out so well for Larbb, and kind of feeling down. Goes towards back to the park, through familiar territory, and ends up finding themselves at the shrine for Pan. Humbly gets on both knees, hands clasped in prayer, and just says, "I so desperately want to save this park, but I don't know how. By Pan's pipes, I need just any sort of guidance."
So you settle yourself in at Pan's Shrine, which is made from sort of like weaving vines and brambles tangled up into each other into something resembling like a small hut. The altar itself is made from wood, uh, which, despite it's not being alive, like it is dead wood that was cut and carved. You can tell that like it's not going to rot or burn. This stuff is like harder than steel. And you settle in and you ask your prayers and you make your pleas, and um, you hear a voice. Step back. No, seriously, step back. You step back, and there's a flash of light, and this figure comes crashing down, and a flash of light lands on the ground in front of you. He's got like satyr legs and these huge horns, and he's kind of like shaking his head. He is wearing like classic traveler's clothes made from wool dyed in like berry colors. And he looks a little frazzled from that landing, and maybe a little sickly as well for some reason. He stands up and looks at you, is like, "Oh, hey, dude, what's going on?"
Who are you?
How can you not know me? Dude, I'm Pan. Nice to meet you. Bro fist. He holds up one fist out to you. Yeah.
Boink.
Lightly bumps your fist.
What can I do for you? Welcome to the park.
Hey, thanks for hanging out here and like protecting my shrine and all that stuff. Like, it means a lot to me, especially since my domain is kind of like shrinking a lot these days. It's a bit of a problem, but nice to know there's still some folks who are dedicated to the old ways.
Yeah, and I gotta be honest, a degree of gratitude towards you somehow, some way took me in when I was lost, and that's all I've known my whole life.
Look, dude, those who wander the wilds and have wild in their heart will always be welcome with Pan.
Sick.
So, like, you were praying about something about like guidance and advice and stuff, and I admit, like, I'm not always the best at that kind of stuff, but if I can help you out, dude, then just shoot your question, go for it.
Yeah, well, I might be barking up the wrong tree. Get it? Nature jokes.
Yay! Very nice.
Do you have like an accountant or something I can talk to?
Yeah, what? You talking like, money, wealth, stuff like that?
Yeah, the people stuff. I don't deal with it, personally.
I
but,
mean, like,
I need a lot of it, like now.
We don't really deal with that stuff either. I mean, like,
Yeah.
if you're looking for someone who handles like riches and jewels and stuff, you probably want to talk to Hades instead. He's usually better about that kind of stuff. Got a bit of a complex about looking all shiny or something like that. Got a huge treasure hoard somewhere down there in the other underworld. Me, I don't really need all that much. I'm just living off the land.
Yeah, I too am trying to live off the land. This land is got stapled a 10,000 gold price tag the other day. So that's
That is
that's a lot.
That's bogus, man. That is a big number. That is whew.
Yeah, I can't even count that high.
I don't have a checkbook, man. I don't have money. If I had a credit card, probably would already be maxed out, dude. So I can't really help you here. You could go ask Hades for a favor, maybe. I mean, he kind of like pauses for a moment, kind of sniffs the air. Can you smell that?
Yes.
Not you and not me either, and not like the stuff you put on the altar. Excellent choice, by the way. Smells fantastic. No. Can you smell that kind of just, I don't know, something feels off. Something feels off about the park.
Yeah,
make a perception check with advantage because Pan is like helping you here.
Perfect. That will be a 23.
23. Okay. So you are in your human form, like you're not the most sentient of people, but you start, sniffing around trying to figure out what's going on. And as you sniff around, you kind of lift up your nose and you look up in the sky, and you see a bird flying over the park, much faster than you believe birds are capable of flying. Wait. No, sorry, it's much slower.
Bird.
Much slower than you believe birds are normally capable of flying.
Something is wrong with that bird, I think. Try to whistle to it. Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, sure. Trying to think of this. Whatever this be. Animal handling? Yeah, give me an animal handling check.
What about my telepathy?
What's the range on your telepathy?
Let's see. 60 feet.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to reach the bird with your telepathy.
Shoot.
So
you are like
whistling out. There's a bird up there, so I want you to make an animal handling check to try and like contact it while it's way up there, and something appears to be off with its speed.
That is a 15.
That is a 15. Very nice. So you whistle, and the bird kind of just keeps flying for a little bit. It's very odd, almost as if it has like some lag, and then slowly it turns and flies. And as it gets closer to the park, it suddenly speeds up back to normal speeds as it flitters down and lands on your shoulder.
Oh. Take it off the shoulder. Is everything okay?
Yeah. Why wouldn't things be okay? Why wouldn't things be okay? Everything's okay. You see any nice worms?
What happened up there? You were going incredibly slow.
What? No, I wasn't.
Can I make an insight check to see if this bird is lying to me?
Sure, you can make an insight check. Go for it.
A 22.
As far as you can tell, this bird is telling the truth. Its perception of speed and time and everything has not changed.
Is Pan still here as well?
Yeah, Pan's still here as well. He also is hearing and, of course, can understand all of this because it's wildlife.
Right.
This is his domain.
Yeah. Well, the bird perceives that nothing's wrong, but you saw that. That wasn't natural movement up there in the sky.
Yeah, dude, I could still smell it. It's not on the bird. It's, I don't know, something about this park is weird, man. Which is not
Is it-
how it used to be. I mean, it's been like a couple hundred years since the last time I was here in this area, but like, it wasn't
Can I tell what
always like
direction it's
this.
coming from? What direction has like the most off smell?
You can make me an investigation check.
Okay. An 11.
An 11. You kind of sniff around you and know you can't really pinpoint wherever this is coming from. Pan's gonna do the same.
An 11.
And even with his bonuses, that's not going to be a success.
Shoot.
So yeah, the two of you are completely at a loss as to what this strange phenomena is. It's definitely something that wasn't here the last time Pan was here.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is beyond my scope. The bird says it's fine. I have to believe it. I'll keep an eye out.
Well,
though.
maybe everything's fine, man. I mean, like, what could possibly go wrong? I shouldn't have said that. That's like tempting the fates, and they are very, very willing to pick up on being tempted. So let's not do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Money, though, that is a thing. How can I help you out? Like, is there something I can do? Like, I obviously can't give you money.
I mean, like, how much of an eye do you have about what's going over the city?
Well, I mean, like, there are limitations. We kind of stick to stuff that's in our domain. We don't just like auto know everything. I don't know why people would like assume we do. We have to go looking for that stuff ourselves. If there's something you want to find, I can do that. I can help you find some information.
Well, let me catch you up to speed. And Larbb proceeds to explain the past 30 minutes transpiring of the gathering of the people, the attack, the result of it, finding the insignia of the rings of Dante, and the offer for a contract with the Adventurers Guild. Correct?
Yeah, you can tell him all about that.
What's your feel? What's your take? Is this? I mean, is there any sort of insight do you know any of these people? Are they reputable amongst the gods? Is there talk up there about them?
I mean, like, I don't really hang out on Olympus much. I got too much going on in the rest of the world. Got places to see, stuff to do, things to slowly watch be consumed by the oncoming commercialism and industrialization. But I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah, I don't really know anything about these Circle of Dante guys, but I can probably take a look into it. Not sure how successful I'll be since not really my kind of domain, but
Sure. Well, you let me handle that. I'll look into it for us, if you will. No problem. What I do ask of though, I feel like I'm on the right path to saving this park. Do you have anything to bestow upon me to help protect and defend these creatures and this wildlife? However small
you know
it may
what?
be.
You know what? I think I do. I saw what you were doing with those flowers earlier, and I really feel your dedication to this park. I really appreciate that you called me here. So I'm gonna bestow upon you some of my favor, dude. He kind of waves his hand, and there's like there's like the flowers in the area all suddenly bloom at once, and the animals chitter excitedly, and you increase your piety level by 2.
Yes. Let's go.
Anyway, not sure if I could really help out that too much. There's like laws and rules and stuff about gods interfering in the affairs of mortals unless they specifically like pick fights with us. But aside from that, like,
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. I will catch you on the flip side.
yeah, dude, I'll see you.
Whoa.
I'm totally fine.
Okay. What's that all about?
Absolutely nothing. Everything is fine. And he just vanishes.
Did he cough up anything at all?
Make an investigation check.
Cool. That's a 2.
That's a 2. He kicked up a few leaves in his escape.
Oh well.
He was definitely behaving suspiciously, though.
Yeah, coughing's bad. Sorry, guys. Coughing's not good.
We're gonna move on to Dr. Levine. Juniper, where are you? Are you still at the crime scene?
No, she would have. She probably would have said, "Hey, Lucian, just come along with me. You can sit in. What was I doing? Right, the class that I was supposed to go teaching." So, after a bit of time, she would like make her way back over to like her office in the university, and sort of would stand up and survey like the given class, who knows what's in it. Sort of distracted. Her familiar nightingale is just going to perpetually be on her shoulder. She would mutter. She would kind of try to cover up any like wounds or anything as much as she could, sort of standing behind a podium, and then like at the start of class, after like she says about like a few sentences about like cryptology and stuff like that, she would wave her hand and take a sort of deep breath and say, "Class, I apologize. I'm not feeling terribly well today. Anyhow, there's an excellent section on this in the book. I do encourage you to work on this, but I'm sorry, we're going to have to dismiss stuff early. I need to go."
Your
And at
class
that
kind of like
point,
cheers, like, "Woo, class is canceled!" as you like head out the door. Really quickly, I want to ask Lucian, at any point, are you going to be following along with Dr. Levine like your dad told you to? You are muted.
You're muted. You're muted.
You're muted, Joey.
I do plan on meeting up with Juniper. I do.
Okay.
Yes.
In that case, a little time will pass, and then you can meet up with her later. So we'll continue with Dr. Levine. So you have you left your classroom. Your class is cheering because the class was canceled. Sure, they got a little homework, but like they can do that whenever they want. And half of those guys aren't gonna bother to finish it anyway.
yeah, she would just mutter up and say, and sort of kind of mutter to herself, sort of rubbing the symbol that sits on her shoulder, and she sort of would mutter and say kind of into the air, like, "Oh, Athena, I don't know what there is coming, but I assume it will require both war and intelligence, and so be with me on this." And she sort of would just sort of after sort of scratching her shoulder, she would kind of just pet her cat and go back to the office and just sit down and start researching. So
All right,
first of all,
Dr. Levine has been collecting notes on, I assume, the Circle of Dante.
Yes.
You have been collecting notes and documentations of the Circle of Dante, this organization that uses this 9 red ring structure as their symbol, as their emblem, and so you have collected as much information on them as you can, kind of just scattered across all sorts of like newspaper clippings and police reports and anything you could get your hands on.
Yeah. At a certain would she, given her ability with like encryption and the things she carries with her, would she be able to find out any additional information sort of about what all was happening with the rally?
I'll tell you what, given the information that you had at the rally, that you gained, about the bodyguards, I will let you try to make an investigation check to try and connect the dots on what might be going on there.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's see here. Oh, Roll20 changed a lot. Yes.
Oh God,
That is a solid 25.
that's a natural
that's a
20.
nat
That's a
20.
nat 20, baby.
Let's go, that 20!
Okay, well, there goes my entire campaign. I'm kidding. Okay. So the first thing that you get is as far as you can tell, the majority of the Circle of Dante does concentrate themselves in Pantheon City. Like, you've only got a handful of reports from other places. So if they do reach out, to other areas, they do so through like contractors of some sort. You know that they need to have some place here in Pantheon City to live. Like, they can't like. It's definitely possible that they're just blending in with folks. They don't. They don't generally like live long enough to tell the tale when they get caught by the cops. They are extremely devoted, so there's not like anyone with a rap sheet that would theoretically have one of these tattoos. You know that they were mostly focused on smuggling and information gathering up until a few years ago, when there were a few deaths that you believed may have been connected to the Circle of Dante, but the police couldn't find solid enough evidence to refute it all back to one serial killer, aside from the fact that they all suffered what looked like a wound from a blade that impaled them through the heart. What else do you get looking through all of this? You surmise that that they were definitely hired by Rex and Saren, but you don't know if they did so knowingly. You don't know if they were aware. Obviously, like they wouldn't have shown off the tattoos unless they were confident that Rex and Saren would be like totally cool with them. The fact that they were dead is very concerning, because if this was an attack on Rex, why didn't they get themselves out safely?
And in terms of that makes sense. And so she kind of has like this, she kind of takes out this cork board, and through a bit of time, she's not sure how much time has passed, like takes some string and some pens and starts just throwing stuff onto the wall, sort of thinking through stuff, replaces the encryption device in her arm, sort of just throws things together, throws her hand down, sort of breathing, and goes, fuck, I was just hired by those bastards?
It's entirely possible. Um,
Ah, ah.
as you
And
are
at that
like,
point, she would kind of go, like, sit. She would kind of just throw down the corkboard to the ground, huddle up in a pile of books, and, like, have a panic attack realistically.
yeah. So as you are curled up having a panic attack. It's like the world is closing in. Your corkboard and all your notes are scattered everywhere. You hear footsteps down the hall approaching the door. The door swings wide open. Juniper, Juniper, we're oh oh okay okay.
Kill
Juniper,
me now.
no, we're not gonna do that. It's me. It's destiny. You're going to be okay.
Oh,
Okay, I need you
no,
to
no, no, no.
breathe with me.
I'm not going to be okay. I
Okay.
think I was hired by those bastards. Ha
Hey,
ha
hey.
ha.
No,
Ah.
it's gonna be all right. You can use that as a lead. You're gonna be okay. Okay. I need you to breathe with me. All right. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. And she kind of like sits with you and helps you like calm down from that panic attack. You work through that anxiety together. Um, you still feel a little ruffled and exhausted as all this ends. And she's like still got like one wing draped around you comfortingly. Um, okay, okay. Are you here? Are you present with me?
Close enough. Yes, yes. You needed me for something? I'm fine.
I just heard the corkboard collapse on the ground here and came running. Like you ended a class early, you came back to your room and then the corkboard shatters. That's not normal behavior for you. What happened? Do you feel comfortable about talking about what happened?
Uh there was an attack. We found some of those bodyguards with the tattoo on them, and I did it, Destiny. I put two and two together. They're here. They're here.
This is you you actually found the people you're chasing after?
I'm not sure, but they are here in this city, and I found connections to them, and I saw him at the gathering, Destiny. That guy.
That's okay. I can't say that's impossible, but uh, are you sure you're not seeing things? Are you sure this isn't
I am
like
quite
something that you've
positive of what I saw. How could I miss the guy who suffocated me on the ground?
I
I
okay.
found him at the rally, Destiny. Just
Are
just
are
believe me,
you
please.
listen, breathe, breathe, breathe. I want you to
I'm
calm down.
fine. I've never been better.
I want you to make an insight check.
Okay. Would that be an advantage or disadvantage? Or
I
neutral?
am I am going to give you disadvantage given your current mental state and your history with these folks.
Okay, insight. Yes. That is a solid 16 still.
16. You think back to that body, and maybe you were just emotionally reacting at the sight of that tattoo because you think back to your memories, and the body of that guy was not the man who attacked you all those years ago.
Yeah. That that does that yeah. Well, I could have swore, the living one, not the dead bodyguard one, but the living one,
Well,
There were a lot of
I mean,
people there.
look, look, I mean, you are under a lot of stress and pressure. It's no reason why it's understandable that you would mistake, um, mistake this guy. But like, um, but like, hey, you got a lead, right? You're making some progress. You're getting
Yes.
um
Wait. Progress. Something. Battle. Crap. Where's the boy?
and we're gonna cut over to Andromeda. Andromeda, the battle has wrapped up. You kind of have freedom to do whatever. What are you gonna do?
Amazing. Well, I'm going to take my money. I'm assuming that we got like a little bit of a forward sum from Rex, and I'm going to look at Lucian actually, and I'm going to say, well, I've got a lot of money and nothing to spend it on. What are you planning to do with it?
Well, it depends on whether or not I can find some stuff here that might be of use. I kind of want to get some better armor and a shield, in fact.
Oh yeah,
Not get
you want to go shopping?
murdered. Yeah.
All right. Well, give me a few minutes. I usually don't do this because it's just easier for me to walk, but I mean, it'll be better. Trust me. And I'm gonna take 10 minutes to cast Find Vehicle.
All right.
Yeah.
You cast your Find Vehicle spell, and there's a flash of light around the corner, and then suddenly zooming around the bend comes this this like silver Maserati with like Hermes wings flicked off the side. There's enough space for both of you in there. You get the feeling that this car could accommodate more people than like it looks like it should. Like it could expand itself and add more seats. You settle yourself into the driver's seat and feel super comfortable. Like this car just responds to your call. Lucian, you see all of this as Andromeda gets into their seat and sits back.
And he puts it in neutral and just revs the engine just a little bit. I'm sorry, it's a little flashy, but come on, right?
I mean, it's
Good rise.
fast, and you are a champion of Hermes, if I'm right? So it kind of makes sense. I didn't know
Yeah.
that you wanted to go right now. I don't think I can go with you. Could you buy something for me, though? I can give you my money.
Yeah, sure. That's kind of what I do.
Well, then it's perfect, right? I'm gonna like pull out my little coin pouch, and I'm gonna hand you 10 gold pieces. I'm gonna say, could you get me a shield?
Yeah, for sure.
I think putting a nice barrier of solid metal and wood between me and anything that wants to kill me is a great idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Good luck and
All
drive
right.
fast, I guess.
Thanks. And I peel out.
Yeah, you peel out those tires, rip and roar. There's some burnout, some smoke, and whoosh, off into the distance you go, Andromeda. So for everybody's sake, just real quick, Saren and Rex have given you some money. They've paid you for today's escapades, and they have a deal with you. So it's 1 gold piece, 2 silver pieces, and 5 copper pieces, which is standard bodyguard pay plus the 25% that Andromeda got for you in that little pressuring. Let's call it pressuring because I don't remember the real word I was going to use in the moment. Okay, Andromeda, like you're soaring around in this silver Maserati. The traffic lights seem to like supernaturally move to green as soon as you approach, and the flow of traffic is just perfect for you.
Amazing. Yeah, you see Andy like ducks in and out of traffic. At some points, they stop and just like hop out of the car for like a minute or two to just like drop something off to somebody. You see they like drop flowers that they have in their pack, and then they go and they take some like cards to another store, and then they drop off a loaf of bread at somebody's house. And I think they're going to head to this store if they can. But I am going to be looking out for my criminal contact on the way if I do see them, I'll stop and chat.
Sure. What kind of store are you going to?
Just a regular, like, the discount armor store.
So
Nothing like a good old used
There's-
shield.
you kind of got like two options. You've got like the Adventurers Guild, which sells that like top class equipment. This is like the good stuff. They sometimes even have magic items in stock that are useful. And then there's like the pawn shop where you don't really know what you're going to get.
I suppose since I have some cash on me, I'll go to the Adventurers Guild, even though the pawn shop does sound like fun.
So you drive off and pull up in front of the Adventurers Guild, which is kind of this. It almost looks like a giant log cabin. In the way it's been constructed, it's a big, very sturdy building. You can feel that there's like some magic infused in this wood just by being near it. That this stuff is like sturdy, and it has to be to accommodate some of the people inside. You walk inside and you can see all kinds of adventures about. There's like a tavern on the first floor. That leads up to like a bar and a kitchen. There's a bartender hanging out, rubbing a dirty dishcloth inside the same glass. You can see a counter where there's some receptionists who are like taking quests and giving out money for those who have completed them. And then you can see another area off to the side that's kind of like a store area.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll flip a silver to the bar. I'll flip a copper to the bard as I come in, and then I will head over to the store area.
Yeah, you flip a copper to the local bard and head on over. Most of the stuff, the adventuring gear is on display behind the counter. It's a glass counter in front of you as well, so you can see kind of like some accessories, some stuff like greaves and pauldrons, like lighter, looser stuff that you could buy on its own. You can see in the background that there's a back room with perhaps some bigger, tougher armor that they might bring out. There is a young lady standing behind the counter.
Hello there.
A young dwarf. Hello there. How can I help you?
Well, I was looking to buy a shield. I was wondering if you had any in the small size. It's for a friend.
Small size, of course. We got small size. We get dwarves and halflings and all kinds of short adventurers. How small are you talking? Like
I think he's about like 3.5 feet tall or so, somewhere around that.
that's a fairly tall dwarf, I guess. But I'll see what we can do. She wanders into the back room, and you hear some rustling around for a bit before she walks back up to you, puts what looks to be like a pretty typical shield. Right, this is kind of a dwarven, I guess, tower shield. For someone like you, it'd probably be just a regular shield, but as you can see, she kind of holds it up in comparison to her body, and it's very close to as tall as she is. You can hide right behind this pretty easily.
That's perfect, actually. I think that will work great. How much?
This is the moment where, as a dungeon master, I regret not having all of my prices available immediately in front of me. So we are just gonna use the internet, our best friend.
The shield is 10 gold pieces.
10 gold pieces. So yes, that would be the price that she puts in front of you. That right there is the standard price.
Oh, all right. Sounds good. Do I see anything else interesting in this shop? I just want to toss my eyes over the counter.
Sure. You see, obviously there's like all kinds of weapons of different types. You see what looks to be like a handful of magic rings. Haha, handful. It's very funny. Also available kind of under the counter. You see, like I mentioned, there's like some greaves, some pauldrons. Just about
how-
anything you could think of.
Do you have any of those rings that are less than 10 gold pieces?
I'm sorry, what?
I'm looking at your bag of magic rings, your cup of magic rings. Are any of those less than 10 gold pieces? I'm just looking maybe to get something.
You're talking you want entangled pieces? What?
No. 10 gold pieces.
Ten-
Any of them? Yeah,
All right.
like in that price range.
Let's see what we got. Just gonna very quickly look up some stuff that I've got here. Let's see. I do have a ring of protection that might be roughly in the area. To be
ring of
fair,
what?
they're a ring of protection. They're quite rare. They're magical. They sort of make like a protective barrier over you.
Oh yeah, I would love
not
one
quite
of
as
those.
good as like one of those protective charms made by the goddess themselves, but they'll do in a pinch. Certainly not as good as having a good shield.
Absolutely. Well, do you think that I could do the two of them together for 18? I could do 20 if you really need it. I can, but like I'm just trying to.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm sorry, Andy's kind of cheap. Nat 20.
Let's go. 2 nat 20s. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, I'll tell you what. You go over and sign up with a guild, maybe, and I can give you 2 or 3 pieces off. If I can expect your continued patronage.
Right. Well, here's the full amount. Then I already have a job. I'm so sorry. I'm working full time.
Oh no, adventure ain't a full-time job. It's something you kind of go in and do all jobs. You work at your own pace. I mean, if you're going to be out there doing all kinds of stuff anyway, might as well have an adventuring license.
Yeah, you have a form right here. Can I sign up?
They're over at the counter over there, but just walk over there, sign right up, and I'll be here waiting with this goods if that's what you want.
Sure.
Of course,
Yeah,
I'm not
I'll go
opposed to
over-
having 20 gold pieces either. A little bit more change in my pocket.
Yeah, I'll go over and sign. I'll go over and sign up.
All right. You sign up. You have to reveal your champion mark, the mark of a winged sandal. They include that on your membership card. They prick your finger a little bit for some blood, just for identification purposes. For
put
the
a fake
ritual
name,
that
by
makes
the
the
way.
card. A fake name. Okay. What's this fake name that you're putting on your card?
I put the name Amy on there.
Amy. Okay. So you get your card back, and the gal behind the receptionist counter is like, "Thank you, Amy. I really appreciate your patronage. Please come back anytime you feel like you need to have a quest." And she hands you your card, which introduces you as the champion of Hermes, Amy.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I just like slip it in my back pocket, and then I walk back over, and yeah, I'll buy the stuff and head out.
Yeah, you buy the stuff. She sells it to you for 18 gold pieces, so you get both that ring of protection and the shield. Yeah,
Things are
you're
cheap
doing
in
great.
this world. A ring of protection is like
Amazing.
1,000 GP usually, at least. Like holy.
I didn't. Can you tell that I did not have my my shopping lists open in front of me? But anyway, we're not going to worry about that. Sometimes you just give the players magical items because you want to,
It's okay.
and sometimes
Andy knows
because
he has to.
sometimes you forget. Sometimes you forget. Anyway, where is Andy going with this shield and ring?
Well, I think that they just have some more like things to do around town. They're just going to keep doing their errands until the rest of the group needs to meet back up. I assume that Lucian maybe wanted to meet up later with Dr. Juniper, like so I can give him the shield and we can talk about stuff then.
You've both got hearth phones. You can just like text this information to each other.
We do have cell phones. I'm not. Yeah, we do have that.
Yeah, you have cell phones. Don't forget that this is a modern day meets swords and sorcery.
I
Don't
text
forget.
Lucian, got your shield and a steel on a ring. Not a literal steel, LOL. And then I'm going to say, where should I meet you?
I text back. I'll be at Dr. Juniper's within the hour. So if you want to
Sounds
meet
good.
there,
I'll see you there.
great.
All right. I think that seems like a great time to cut back to Lucian Vandyke, who at the crime scene is definitely not following his father's orders.
No, I am not. I think immediately the moment that like everyone kind of like dips and like there's dust from the tires, like as Andromeda just like books off in the car. Lucian's gonna like kind of like try to dip into like a back alley, and they're gonna like take off their vest. They're gonna undo the tie. They're taking off that. They got a beanie. They're looking unkempt, and they're like trying to like kind of like change up their clothes. Just like,
What in
okay,
the
I don't look the
world?
same anymore. Got it.
Costume
Is
change.
that a disguise kit?
Incredible.
Yeah, this kind of looks like a
Okay.
This is incredible.
I would like you to roll deception here. Roll me deception, please.
He gets advantage because he actually changed wardrobe, right?
Yeah. I
I don't know.
I'll give you advantage because you changed wardrobe in real life.
we do it live here at Pantheon City. We do live wardrobe. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, let's go.
We're changing clothes live.
Let's
I bet
please
you've
keep our
never
clothes
seen
on.
someone change clothes on a D&D show before.
Oops, I didn't mean to roll it twice, but that's an 18.
All
18.
right.
You'll take that 18. Okay. That is the baseline for your deception. It's going to be, if you're going to try and sneak into the crime scene, that is going to be against your father's insight. He will also have advantage because he knows who you are. I just want to make you aware of this before you try to sneak onto the crime scene. And also, you're not dressed as a police officer, so you're just like some dude. Maybe you shouldn't be there. But so there's still some danger involved.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, did my dad walk towards the western building, or did he walk towards the eastern building?
He walked toward the western building where you were in last.
I'm gonna try to sneak my way, like around the block or some way to get an eastern building because we haven't been to look at that, and there's stuff there.
Sure. You sneak your way into the eastern building, and thankfully we do actually still have that on our map. I'm going to be looking at it myself here. So, first of all, you find the remains of the second spawner. The one that was in the western building was cut in half by Andromeda. This one has a gaping hole in the middle of it that was shot through by Erwin.
Okay.
So
Lucian is gonna grab that and put it in his bag.
This is not a thing that
How
you
big is
grab and put in your bag. This is like I described the previous one. Erwin found out that it was being carried in a crate. It is a big device in a crate.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to just like carry this out in a backpack. Maybe if you like cut off a piece of it somehow. But but then
It's device, right?
Then it's a piece. It is a device with a
Could I use
giant
my tinker
hole in the
tools?
middle of it.
Could I attempt to use my tinker tools to like disassemble? I want some of it. I want to like
Okay.
maybe like the magic.
I will.
Of course, something that would.
I will, but I feel it's really important to talk about the rest of the room before you get too into this.
That's fair.
In the room, you find 2 more of these bodyguards with their chests kind of like sliced open. You can tell that both of them like definitely passed away. The police haven't come to this building yet, so you do have a little bit of time to kind of like assess what's going on. So there's 2 more bodyguards in this building who are also very dead.
Okay. I'm gonna check them out to see if they have the Dante's Circle tattoos.
Sure. You walk up. Are you just gonna like cut in the same place where you did with the other one?
I'm gonna do a full body investigation, like people in different places. I don't know if
just roll me 2 investigation checks.
Okay. There's one. $26 and 20, or no, 18 and 25.
18 and 25. Okay. In that case, yes, on both of them, you do in fact see the mark in the exact same place. It's the exact same mark, the Circle of Dante on both of these other bodyguards. All 3 of these guys were working for the Circle of Dante.
Okay. I think the biggest question Lucian has is if the spawner was holding by a crate, and supposedly, is there any forced entry?
There's forced exit because they had to break through a window and a door in order to get out into the street. So you're aware of that. But you look around the kind of office building that you're in, and it doesn't look like anybody forced their way in here. It looks like they were let in here.
So I guess Lucian's biggest question would be, why are the 2 Dante Circle men dead if they were the ones who brought the spawner in the first place? Like, if they brought it in, it was doing, they would know it would make money. Why would they stick around to die? Is like Lucian's like biggest.
Well, one thing you would know while investigating the 2 of them is that they don't have marks anywhere. Like champion marks persist after death. So these were not like top tier God favored dudes. These were normal guys, like maybe tougher than your average Joe, but they weren't heroes like you are.
These were some wieners.
Wieners.
Is it safe to assume, from like looking around, that these men did bring in the spawner?
You don't see any sign that anyone else could have brought this in.
As far as
you can tell, it was
why they'd
willingly
stick around when
carried.
the monsters came.
Actually, you also find a set of keys on their person.
Oh, Lucian is gonna. I wanna look at the keys. Are they like for like doors, crates, like mailboxes?
They look to be for doors. They look to be door keys.
Okay.
As you pick up the keys, you hear behind you, "Hey, you! What are you doing on the crime scene?"
Who is that?
That is one of the police officers who walks over to you. Actually, as he arrives, it appears to be someone you know. This is Police Chief Dunban. He is a half-orc, and he is big and burly and runs the police with an iron fist. And you know he doesn't have, from your dad, like his own mumblings and complaints, that he's not like the nicest guy to work for, but he does do his job. He has met you before, so he is going to attempt to incite with advantage here. But he does not have a very big bonus to his insight, so... And with advantage, he's not going to overcome your DC, so he doesn't know who you are. He just thinks you're some guy like looting the crime scene.
Okay. Would I've known he was coming before he like walks up behind me?
He hasn't gotten close to you. This is him like
he hasn't gotten
shouting from
close.
across the way. This is
Okay,
him
cool.
noticing you.
Okay.
He rolled a nat 20, by the way.
Fair.
So
Fair.
if I'd rolled literally
okay.
anything else, I don't think he would have noticed you.
Lucian's gonna say, "Oh, these people took my stuff when they attacked. I was just taking it back, you know."
Make a deception check.
Okay.
Well, that's a 9. But it's okay because he got a 3. So you're
Yes.
totally fine. It's like, oh, is that all right? Well, here, let me just come over and confirm that it's all yours and all in good order. And he starts walking towards you.
I'd be careful.
Why? What? What's?
I think they may have trapped the building. So depending on what door you open or where you come in, there might be traps.
They trapped the building. Oh, I'd better get guys over here pronto and
Wait, don't
disarm
move.
those traps.
I think you're stepped on one.
Oh no! He just like pauses, thinking.
Okay, I have an idea.
Okay,
I need you to turn around.
but I'm on the trap.
No, like in place.
In
Like, twist your feet.
place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He like kind of awkwardly like turns. You can see him like starting to sweat a little bit as he like faces away from you now.
Okay.
This good?
Yes, perfect. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna like do a quick glance like around like the bodies or the device and see if I missed anything really quick. Just like anything crucial.
You rolled a nat 20 earlier with your investigation. I don't think you missed a thing. And
Okay,
if you
great.
did, I will bring it up to you later when I inevitably watch this later and realize I forgot something very important.
Okay. Getting one last look at the Dante circle things and like categorizing that in my head. Lucian's just gonna quietly tiptoe out the door to the north.
I want you to make me a stealth check.
Can do. Hey, it's a 21.
He was never gonna beat you. He was never gonna beat you.
You're doing
so,
great.
Are you sure you don't want me to like? Should I stay like this? Like, how does this help me with the trap?
It helps you because you won't see the trap going off.
Oh well, that's handy. Wait a minute. That doesn't make a lick of sense.
It's a flashbang set to the door. It'll hurt your eyes.
Oh, so if I step off of the trap now, everything will be okay, and then I can just turn around?
Exactly. Paces to the north. Take 5 in front of you, and you'll be. As I'm just like, the door to the north.
You slip through the door to the north, and you find yourself in what looks like a small office. There doesn't appear to be like anyone living here. It looks more like a setup for someone who might come in and like look at the place to buy it and be like, oh, this is what my office space would look like. It doesn't look very lived in. It looks like a prop almost.
Okay. Is there anything, if it's not being used, is there anything important looking around? Like, where does it look like the bodyguards may have been in here, or is it like pretty untouched?
It looks pretty untouched for the most part. You do find actually some broken crates on the floor alongside a crowbar. presumably used to transport the spawner in here. You can also
Okay.
see that there is like a window on the, it would have been the western side of the room that you can use to slip out.
Awesome. Lucian is gonna try to the door. Or not the door, the window. Try to push the window open.
Yeah. You quickly find that the window is locked, but you're able to like just flick it off to one side so you can open up. The window opens up easily, and you can just slip your way out. You find yourself in a back alleyway, and just down the way you can see Police Chief Dunbar finally relax, turn around. Wait a minute. Wouldn't the trap have gone off as soon as I step off of the... He starts walking towards the building with a grim look on his face.
Okay. Lucian's gonna make his way out towards Juniper's office.
All right. You make your way towards Juniper's office. It takes you a little longer on foot, but you find your way all the way to Pantheon City University. When you get to Juniper's office, her door is wide open. You can hear hushed whispers inside.
I'm going to be on alert because, if there's a criminal organization that wants to like do horribly unspeakable things to the city, who knows what they'll do to Juniper? I don't know. I'm gonna like creep up and like try to like listen to the whispers.
It sounds like two women's voices. It's a little difficult to hear because they are being very soft, very quiet. Do you want to like peek inside the room, see what it looks like?
I'm gonna take out my thieves' tools and take out the small mirror that comes with it and peek it around the corner to get a good look without like exposing my head.
Uh, you peek around the corner, and what you see is it looks like Juniper's office is absolutely destroyed. There's paper strewn everywhere. There's a corkboard that was just thrown to the ground. This place looks like someone came through and wrecked the place. And you can also see what looks like Juniper's feet kind of sticking out from in front of her desk. Although you can't see the rest of her. You can just kind of see her feet sticking out from the end.
Does it look like there are signs of struggle as I look around? Like,
there's definitely like a mark on the floor where the corkboard hit it, and like stuff got thrown everywhere. But it doesn't look like there was a fight from what you can tell. There's no like blood. There's no hair everywhere. So, do you enter the room?
Okay. I'm going to quietly enter the room, yes, with my hand crossbow ready.
You enter
Would
the
I
room.
notice him?
That's a good question. What's your passive perception?
Let's see here. Sorry. My passive perception is a solid 13.
13. Okay. Lucian, make me a stealth check. See if you beat a 13.
Can do. That's a 17.
That's a 17. So yeah, Dr. Levine has no idea that you're coming. So you sneakily stealth into the room, avoiding carefully stepping on the papers that might slip and give away your position. Dr. Levine, you have no idea anyone's in here. As he sneaks around the room, where are you going in this room? Are you going to like check on the?
I want to check on.
Desk?
I want to check on Juniper. Yeah, I'm gonna go like walk behind the desk.
So Juniper, you're sitting there recovering from a panic attack with your ex-girlfriend around your arms, your comfort animal, your comfort pet, Nightingale, in your arms. Kind of like finally calm, finally recovered. And then this like 10-year-old boy with a crossbow comes peeking around the corner.
Lucian, hi. Yes, I am fine. Thanks for coming. Yes, everything is fine. 100%.
Okay, well that's good to know. I put the crossbow away.
Yeah, everything's
Destiny-
fine. In fact, everything's great. I found stuff out.
Oh? So why did
Destiny
you throw
kind of
the
looks
evidence to the
back and
floor then?
forth. Destiny looks back and forth between the two of you and is kind of like, should I be here for this? Is there something going on? Who are you, kid? I don't think we've met.
My name is Lucian Vandyke, and I would very much prefer it if you weren't here for this conversation.
Ah, you're her son, all right. Okay. In that case, I will leave the room. You don't mess with a Van Dyke when they're angry. Whew. Okay. I will leave you to it, Juniper. Make sure you take care of yourself. Relax a little. Maybe drink some tea or something. Calm the nerves. Like, take care of yourself. Okay. Okay. I am going to extricate myself from this potentially dangerous situation and a 10-year-old boy with
Stay
a crossbow.
safe.
I will
Stay
do that.
safe.
Thank you.
Don't die.
I
If
I promise I
there's
will do
any
that.
sketchy stuff.
It's a university. Everything's fine here. We have security officers and everything. Nothing's going to go bad and wrong just because I'm out of your sight for a few moments.
That's what they said at the last place.
Okay, okay, but this is not Grotarth. Okay, this is not Grotarth. This is Pantheon City University. Okay, we are not a magic school full of wizards who die in one hit. We have all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. We got some buff dudes too. I think we're gonna
I
be
think
fine.
Lucian's gonna just start shoving this woman out the door. Juniper, you said it was important, right? I think this conversation can wait. And by the way, I am 12 years old, and I slam the door shut.
I'll come back later with coffee. Be a good kid. And you hear her like walk off down the hallway.
Yeah, Juniper sort of finally fixes her hair, sort of smooths out her shirt, and says, Lucian, Rex hired Dante's circle.
Really?
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
okay.
Did
Are you
I
sure
ever
about
tell
this?
you? Yes.
Okay.
100%. You sound like your dad.
I'm just asking for clarification.
Yes,
And
they.
do not
it's
compare
been
me to
so-
my father.
I apologize. He didn't believe me either.
Okay. Tell me what you know.
Okay. Well, the circle of Dante, the majority of them are in Pantheon City. They definitely need some place to live. So that means there has to be keys or something to go to a building. And
I
you seem
dangle
to
a
be
set of
pretty.
keys.
Oh my god, where did you get them?
I got them off the body of one of the Dante Circle people in the Eastern building. That while my dad was investigating the other building.
Hold on to those. Don't lose
Mhm.
them. Anyways, Dante's Circle, very dangerous. We've learned this the difficult way. They kind of wanted me dead, and as you can see, they didn't succeed. So.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so apparently they hired us instead. Yeah, it's pretty concerning because if the guy that I saw early on, he wasn't the guy who died. That means he's still alive, and there's still things going on. And oh my
Wait,
God,
what are
Lucian,
you talking about?
we have
What
to
are you talking?
prepare.
Wait, okay. Why?
Why? Because
okay.
Lucian, they've been
Because
going after people for years. It's important that we take down the group. We could find your mother.
Okay, that is what I care about. I don't care about anything else they've done. I'm only here to find my mom. Like, I take off like my like left hand glove and like I point at the mark of Athena. Like, I don't know why I have this. I don't know a lot of why things are going on. I don't know where my mom went. I don't know why she disappeared. That's what I want to find out. I don't care about any of the other details. Like, and don't even get me started on the fact that Rex called me an adventurer. That's just disgusting.
You were
Like,
marked by Athena just like I was. You are
I
an
didn't.
adventurer.
I did not ask her to mark me. She chose me. And
None of us did. It's a blessing.
I don't agree. Like, I'm glad that some random person higher up thought that I matched whatever set of ideals that they'd had, but I am not an adventurer. I despise adventurers. Like, heroes are looked upon like they're the apotheosis of man, a paragon of virtue and bravery and whatever else. But all of those like tales and stuff are just stories of what they did when it mattered, not what they did when people weren't paying attention. Think about all the times where there were casualties in battle caused by a loose fireball, or the stray bard with a silver tongue took money that wasn't theirs. Like, this is also what makes up what an adventurer is, and I do not want to be a part of that. I don't want that to be a part of my or my mother's name.
You live by a moral code, then?
I have 10 rules that I live by in an attempt to specifically not be an adventurer. I call them my 10 rules to not be an adventurer. I always try to be safe. I don't care about the money. If I kill an innocent, I offer my life in place of theirs. And I think rule number 4 is the most applicable to this circumstance. I follow every single case and lead I have because I do not know where I find my mother. I don't know where she'll be. Like, I'd go into the rest of them, but honestly, they don't matter because I just need to find my mom. Once I'm done with that, once I find that, I'm done. So what do you have?
First of all, Lucian, it's easy to say that you're done, but you'll never be done, even once you find her. But in terms of what I have, I just have this information, and this isn't the first time that someone at this university has just randomly disappeared or been attacked. There have been other instances. I could be wrong, Lucian, I'll be honest with you, but I think that this is the best lead we have right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
I agree,
well,
which is why I will accompany you and the rest of the people in dealing with Dante's Circle.
thank you.
Speaking of which, I had an idea. I'm going to take out like a clear plastic filament, and with my artificer tinkering, I'm going to place it on my skin with like an adhesive patch. I'm going to tap it to make a static image, and I'm actually going to make the static image of the Dante Circle tattoo.
Whoa.
See, I figured
Sick.
if
A
I'm going to
10-year-old
be a
with
part of this
tattoo.
group and I'm going to be a part of whatever nonsense that all of this is, I have to be prepared in my own way. I'm going to need your help doing it too. But I can do this, and I have a variety of other gadgets and stuff that I have prepared. So I figured if we need to sneak our way or lie or whatever other subterfuge may be necessary, then I will help in doing this.
Thank you, Lucian.
I'm going to
I'd be happy to
hand
help you.
Juniper a filament.
No.
If you want, you can just keep it on your person. You don't have to use it now, but Dante's circle is persistent from what I know, and should they come again, then this may offer you some small amount of protection.
Lucian, there's nothing that you could offer me that would protect me from them. This is what you don't understand. We have history. They wanted me dead
That's
before.
fair.
They know who I am. They are going to recognize me, tattoo or no.
Dr. Levine, on your shoulder, you feel sort of a tingling sensation as your mind remembers the significance of that location, of that spot on your shoulder.
Yeah. Yes. Do I see anything or think of anything specific? Yeah.
No, it's you and Lucian, and like you've had this kind of heart-to-heart talk. Lucian, remind me again what you're doing with that too. You're just like putting it on yourself somewhere.
So artificers get magical tinkering, which allows them to imbue mundane objects with a variety of effects. And the one that I'm doing is just like a clear plastic bit of like adhesive plastic that you can stick to your arm. And the artificer infusion, the magical tinkering, I can have a static image appear on any surface. So if I put on a clear thing, the static image could be completely transparent except for the tattoo is. So I can make fake
so it's
tattoos.
like a fake tattoo. You make a fake tattoo, yeah. So yeah, so you now have this fake tattoo with the symbol of the Circle of Dante on your arm. I assume you're putting it in the same place as those bodyguards had theirs?
Yes.
Okay.
I think at this point, Andy just like rolls around the corner with a shield and is like, "Good news! I joined an adventurers guild, so I'm going to be an adventurer probably. I made a lot of money, and I saved a lot of money, and here you go. Here's a shield."
Thank you. I take the shield. I look so disappointed. Oh, would Andromeda notice? Would Andromeda notice like Lucian like having his arm up and like the Dante circle tattoo on his arm?
You're not exactly
Andy
hiding
looks-
it, are you? You were
No.
like had your
Andy
sleeve rolled up
doesn't-
to show off to Juniper.
She's like, "Oh, that's cool."
Juniper does not look impressed.
Those guys had them, right? That's a good idea. That's smart. Yeah. All right. We should probably figure out what we're gonna do next.
Yes.
I agree.
I wonder whether that kid's finished his tournament yet, or that, the what's his name? Like the Undertaker, whether he's finished with his job today.
That is a fantastic question, Andromeda. We are going to find out. So we're going to fly back across in time and space to Erwin Truemask as he is sprinting towards Pantheon City University, trying to get to his tournament in time. You arrive at the Pantheon City Esports Arena, where, strangely enough, the doors are closed, and there are warning signs around the area. You see a young woman in a black dress standing outside, looking a little disappointed, but also shrugging. You see a musical note inside of a circle, her mark, based on what you know about champions, what little you know, located on her chest just below her neck.
Okay. Do I know this woman?
That's a good question. Do you ever watch the broadcast that you play in?
We're gonna say probably not.
Probably not. Okay, then you probably don't know this woman, but you might have run into her. I'm gonna allow you to make a history check.
History check. Okay.
Yeah, give me history.
Right there. How about 21?
That's a 21. Okay. Yes. You know this gal. You know her name is Joanna, and she is a popular shoutcaster here for the Call of Honor games that you participate in. And you're guessing that she's probably here or she was probably here to work today.
Okay. I guess I'm just gonna walk over and be like, "Hey, Joanna, what's going on?"
Oh, good to see you. Um, I guess it's your lucky day if you're really only showing up just now. Or perhaps
Well,
it's your unlucky day.
I mean, I got caught up in something in the middle of town. What's going on? What's all the warning signs
Oh,
for?
turns out there was a rat infestation that we didn't know about that wandered its way into the arena. So the whole arena is going to be closed down for at least a week while they're getting rid of all the rats.
Oh, so did they delay the tournament then? The finals?
Yeah, it's been postponed until they deal with the rat problem.
Huh. Sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, that works. I guess I was. You know what? Never mind. We're just gonna go with it.
I mean, I'd like to still be, doing some work, but I guess this gives me a little more time to, focus on my hobbies. I've been thinking about starting a D&D group. That might be fun.
Hey, I'd love to play in that D&D group. I think you should come
Really?
invite me. Yeah. Why not? Why not?
Well, I mean, like, if you're interested, I mean, like you, me, like 5 other people, maybe have a good time. We'll come up with some story about a fantasy world where magic doesn't exist and there's like a corporate empire ruling the world. Wouldn't that be a lot of fun?
Yeah, that'd totally be fun.
Yeah, we'll have to try that sometime. Here, why don't we just exchange hearth phone numbers?
Yeah, I'll give her my hearth phone number.
Yeah, you traded numbers with her, and now you have each other's numbers. Super cool.
So I'm gonna ask her about her champion thing on her chest and ask her what is that on your chest?
Oh, this is Daddy's mark.
Huh. Really?
I'm sorry, that came out really strangely when I said it. Let me put it to you like this. My father is Apollo. Why are you laughing?
He's trying to hold in the laugh. He's like
I know that came out wrong. Okay.
It's all good.
Look.
It's all good. It's all good.
Look, my dad is Apollo. He's like the champion
Okay.
of like music and entertainment and stuff like that. So like he kind of like passed on some of his powers to me.
That's
Sort of.
interesting.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna look at his own his new learned champion icon and be like, "Do you have any clue what this is?" And he's gonna show him sort of his left hand.
She is gonna make a religion check. She looks at your mark and, no, I have no clue who that could be. Some kind of dice. You think there's some kind of like tabletop RPG god, maybe?
I don't think so. Maybe though. Who knows?
I mean, it'd be pretty crazy if someone was like looking down on us and narrating all of our actions, but
yeah, that'd be pretty awesome, you know? I hope my story's really awesome and cool.
I bet whatever character, whatever player made your character is super cool.
Hey.
But I've got some like other stuff to handle, but I will call you back later when I don't know, when if you ever want to like hang out or something, Apparently I'm going to be free for a while.
Hey, that's awesome. Maybe we can hang out sometime.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. But anyway, I'm I'm just gonna go. So
All
I'll
right, see ya.
I'll see you around. Bye.
See ya. Knowing that, I think Aaron at this point is going to, thinking he can't do anything else at the time. He's just gonna, I think he's gonna go home, and like just go to his parents and maybe just ask them a couple questions about everything in his
Sure.
previous life.
You head on out. You head on out from the arena. As you do, you see like a silver Maserati pass you by. It like kicks up like a puddle that shouldn't be there. And like just the water like just barely misses you. And then you turn and you see that Gazu is like soaked to the bone. Somehow every single droplet missing you and hitting him.
Just like a perfect cutout of like me, but just like Gazu. Huh, man. I don't got a single drop on my body, and I just see like this little drop. Is like, ooh.
The music is absolutely blasting out of the car, by the way.
Hey, that guy, he's got some great music, huh, Gazu? Oh, you're a little wet.
They could stand to work on their driving. He kind of like shakes himself off, and somehow the droplets still don't hit you, despite the fact that he's like right on your shoulder and dripping wet.
All right. I think I want to go home and ask our parents about these marks that we have.
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of curious too. I mean, all those other folks had marks like this, except different shapes and stuff. Even that girl did. How have we not seen anyone else with this stuff before? Are we just that much of like losers, I guess? Staying indoors all the time? Do we need to get out more?
I mean, I wouldn't call us losers. I think we're two pretty great guys.
Yeah, you're right. We're not losers. We're super cool. I mean,
yeah,
we're professional esports players.
That's what I'm saying.
You say you're talking to this cat, and it's just going meow meow meow. People on the street are giving you like weird looks because all they're hearing is like this cat meowing as you're talking to it.
I'm gonna look around and be like, "What?"
They all like
it's my brother.
kind of look away.
Yeah,
like,
that's
trying
that's
not
what
to
I thought.
notice
So
the weirdo.
That's what I thought. So, and he's just gonna keep walking home.
Yeah. You get home, and your dad is there. It's not late enough in the day for your mom to have returned, but Urog, formerly of the Mallet clan, is there. And he is manning his barbecue outside. Oh, it's good to see you, son. We got a dinner on the stove.
Awesome. Hey, Dad, can I talk to you for a second?
Sure. What do you need?
What can you tell me about champions and this mark on my hand?
Just checking to see how much he knows, because he does know some. Well, from what I understand, these marks are given to folks who are either born of the gods or chosen by them for some reason. Sometimes they know, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they ask, sometimes they just make a decision. And it's different for each and every deity. But I know that as far as we knew, you were born with one. It's what they told us at the adoption agency.
That's interesting. And just out of curiosity, was Gazu human at the time?
I don't. He thinks and make an insight check.
Okay. That is that's 5. I got a 2 and a 1,
Okay.
man.
You don't notice anything as he kind of thinks for himself. I don't really remember. I don't think it's important anyway, though. I mean, you're working to get him back to normal, right?
I mean, yeah. I just helping knowing like how he actually got turned into it would be helpful. Maybe that could help me get started in research.
I'd imagine. Well, if you're looking for strange curses and stuff, suppose there's one place you could go, but not exactly a safe place for you to go alone.
Where's that?
Well, if you're talking about fate and chance, the 3 fates happen to make their residence in the underworld. If anyone could tell you what they know of Gazu's fate, it'd be them.
Okay. Do you know when Mom's gonna be home? Maybe she could know a little bit more.
Yeah, she'll be home this evening. She just has her big match with Blood Crusher, the slightly sturdier.
I think Mom can handle him.
Oh, almost certainly. That's why I didn't even bother going to the match. I will have the radio on later so we can listen to her. Hope she gets the chair this time.
Yeah, for sure. And then Erwin, I think, is just gonna walk upstairs into his room and kind of sit down and kind of just like lean back with his arms up, and he's gonna be like, and he's just gonna kind of like think to himself of like he doesn't know how to like handle everything because he's like, I want to try to figure out what's going on with this mark on my left hand and on Gazu's back. So he'll like get up and kind of start doing some research on like dice and luck and everything like that.
So you're gonna get on the internet or something.
Yeah.
Okay. This would normally be an investigation check, but if you would like, I will allow you to use your proficiency from your gaming tools.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. What would that roll be then?
It would be 1d20 plus your gaming tool proficiency plus your intelligence.
Okay, I think
and I
that's
believe your
just a
proficiency with your gaming
+5.
tools is a +3.
All of our
+3.
proficiency bonus is still +2, I think.
Still +2? Yeah, okay. So 1d20
Okay.
+2, and then plus your intelligence modifier.
Okay, so it's only +5. Okay.
+5 is pretty good at this level. Not when you're rolling at 1.
All right, wait. I'm going to use a lucky roll, and
That's right.
reroll
You're
that.
lucky.
Hey!
We're gonna use that. We're gonna use one of it. Okay, 19. That's so much better.
19.
So much better.
All right.
+2 is a 21.
You.
No, that is with the +2.
That is with the pluses.
I only have a. Yeah, I only have
Gotcha.
a. I only have a
the
3
+3
in
from
intelligence.
the +3 from
My bad.
intelligence,
Excuse me.
and the 2 from the proficiency.
You're good.
So instead of doing what most normal sane people do and just type your inquiry in, you mouse over to the feeling lucky button on your Google search engine. and you click the button, and an article pops up in front of you about a certain goddess, Tyche, the goddess of luck.
Aaron's gonna click on it and just kind of start reading the article.
Yeah, so she's Tyche, the goddess of luck, fortune, favor. Good and bad luck are things to consider under her domain. Anything that has random chance to it is part of her domain. And as you look around for more information on her, you find that the mark she bestows her champions with is usually that of a six-sided die, with one of the faces marked up. There are some theories that the higher your number, the luckier of a person you are. But no one has ever seen a 6.
Interesting. Hey Gazu, I think I figured out why you're so unlucky. As he's like,
I'm
as he's
sorry,
like reading
what?
this article. And I'm gonna like turn.
I
turn and,
can't read, man. Like we've been over this. I can't read.
Sorry, my apologies.
It kind of stinks to be a cat and illiterate, but like, what can you do? I just thought it was
one
kind
day
of,
I'll
I wanted to be a part of watching the screen go up and down.
one day I'll turn you back to human. All right.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Anyways, so the symbol and your symbol, we are, I guess, chosen champions of Tyche, the goddess of luck and fortune. And apparently, the higher your dice number is, the luckier you are. But apparently, no one has ever seen a six-sided die like mine. And you
Wait.
have a 1, so that's why you're unlucky.
Wait a second. Hold on. What? You're telling me that I ended up like this because of a random die roll?
Yeah.
I don't know who this Tyche is, but I want a word with her.
You know, I don't normally do this. And Aaron's gonna kind of like push his chair back and kind of like kneel down and like kind of like clap his hands together and be like, Tyche, are you out there? And he's gonna like try to like see if he can't like somehow reach Tyche.
All right. We will get to your response another time because we still got one more player to get through and we're running really short on time. We're going to go a bit over. So, Tristan, you are on your way to work when all of this craziness broke out. You're finally getting the chance to just go into the mortuary and get to work. You arrive at your job at the Grand Pantheon where Solomon, your mentor, is already busy at work.
Hey, Solomon, good morning. Sorry, I'm about 1 minute early. I apologize. Usually I'm here a little more on time. I had something come up. There was an incident at the town center today.
Yes, I got word of it. There was a phone call headed my way. 3
Did they
dead,
mention that there were?
apparently.
Yes, and did they mention the undead in the center of the city? It's something I've never heard of or seen before.
Yes. You see he's kind of like working with some sort of tincture and like flicks it a couple of times to get some bubbles loose. They were asking around about anyone with connections to death. So naturally my name came up, as did yours.
Oh, yes. Did they know that I was present?
They were aware. They informed me that you were on the scene. They don't suspect you yet.
Well, I sure hope not, as I have several witnesses that can account for the fact that I fended off this danger.
Good. I would hate to
Well,
lose you
anyways.
before a potential busy season.
I sure hope not. One, I don't want to go anywhere, but two, I hope we don't get busy.
I'm just
I
saying
really
those
wonder what's
idiots and their
happening.
fireworks. All the noise. And everyone comes crying to the clerics. Oh no, I blew off my hand with a Roman candle. Boo hoo hoo.
Solomon, it's always so hard to tell if you're joking or not. I could swear I saw you smiling the last time you were stitching up that boy that kept crying.
I don't smile. I sneer. I smirk. I don't smile.
Yeah, if you're not careful, it might rub off on me. I've been told I have a look to me in public sometimes. Anyways, let's get to work. Do we have any new jobs come in?
Yes, those three bodyguards in the situation you dealt with should be in later today. For the
Okay.
time being, I'm just making sure that we have enough materials to work with.
And you mentioned there were 3 bodyguards. I only saw the body of one. In fact, I performed the rites on him, and I saw Thanatos for a brief moment. He did not interact with me, and I didn't say anything to him, but I thought I should mention that.
Of course he didn't. He can't.
He can't?
You don't know.
No, I just assumed he, cut and ran.
I see. Perhaps it is time you learned some more for yourself. And he walks over to one of the drawers and he slides it out, rustles through some papers, and at the bottom there's a false drawer. He pulls that open, and inside that there is a letter with your name embalmed on it in gold. He passes it over to you.
I'm going to take off my gloves. I can do that even here. My glove, and I'll go to open it. I'll pull out like my dagger from my pack, and I'll just slice it open, and then I'll read it.
Yeah. You sit down with this letter in your hands. The letter reads, "Tristan, if you're reading this, I'm sorry. I wish I could have been a better parent to you, but that opportunity was taken from me. If you're receiving this letter now, it's because you have been deemed safe enough to venture into the realm of the underworld. I would like to talk. Thanatos." And there is at the bottom a small drawing of a white lily, I believe is the flower. I'm totally wrong here, aren't I? I'm totally forgetting what the flower is. It's
I
that.
think it's
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So I'll read through that, and I'll probably like reread it a few times. And is it handwritten?
It is, as far as you can tell, this is handwritten. This was not like typed on a computer or a typewriter.
Mm-hmm.
Someone with beautiful penmanship wrote this. and it is signed Thanatos.
And there's no grammar errors or anything. Impressive. I'll take the letter and fold it up and put it in my breast pocket. And I guess I'll put my gloves back on and I'll turn to Solomon and ask, why did you keep that from me for so long?
I was asked to. I don't know the details myself, but Thanatos wanted to make sure there were people watching over you.
Can I assume that you're one of those people?
One of two.
Oh, who else?
That blithering fool of a housekeeper.
I should have seen that coming. Right. Well, the two most important people in my life have been watching me to make sure that I don't, become unsafe. This is a lot to take in, Solomon. I think the best thing to do right now would be just to get to work, right?
You were not the danger boy. Or rather, not to yourself. The gods fear you, Tristan.
What could they ever have to fear about me? All I do is just help people, cure things,
Yes,
make things
and
right.
they'd very much like it to stay that way.
I mean, I can see why my power is kind of against the flow of things, but I endeavor to make sure not to
Against
do
the flow
things
of
that go
things.
against the natural natures. Yes, the flow of life and death, the flow of time. It never felt right to do anything that was contrary to this. It always gave me an uneasy feeling. There was one time where I killed this like ant when I was a really little kid, and I touched it, and I could like see its life force leave it. And my father was next to me, and I don't know if it was his presence or what, but I was able to briefly bring that creature back to life, and it felt wrong. And ever since then, I haven't tried to pull upon this power. I'm sure you understand being a cleric of Hades.
The cycle of life and death is tenuous, to say the least. And messing with it is not supposed to be the domain of mortals. It is entirely possible you could someday become powerful enough to resurrect a human being. But in truth, I think the gods would be perfectly fine with you messing with life if it meant keeping you away from death.
And you mean my father?
I wish I meant your father. And at that, the doors open up and the police come in, bringing 3 stretchers with the bodies of the bodyguards in. Enough personal talk. Let's turn to work. And
Yes, let's
Solomon
get to work.
leads you over to the bodies. And that is where we're going to end our adventure for today, everyone. Just so everybody knows, next week we're not going to have our regular campaign because our fantastic production team member, Rae, is going to be out of town doing some fun stuff on vacation. We're going to let them have that, but instead, I do want you all to show up. We're going to do a Q&A with all your favorite players here. We're going to talk about things Pantheon City, D&D, and even beyond that. So we will see you all next week for Pantheon City. But until then, we'll see you next time.
Woo.
Bye.
Shout out to Rae.
Bye.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Adios.
Bye.